Not now we're on.
We are
I
on
got it.
with Mon Jon.
Oh, oh my goodness, it's been so long since we've come on with Mon and John. That's you and me.
It has been over a month at least.
No, honestly, I think I was tracking it. The last thing we recorded was like end of May.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And I should start off by apologizing to you and our viewership because I hit a period of extreme Zoom fatigue and I was avoiding it at all costs. So it wasn't you. It was it wasn't well, it was me, but it was mostly Zoom and the fatigue and just the annoyance I was having with it. So I took a month of personal time, spent some days and weeks in the woods, and I'm back.
I am with you. I was telling my brother yesterday because we were trying to get all of our cousins together to like talk, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Let's all have a Zoom meeting." I was like, "Please, no more. Please, just." And so like we actually ended up having it. It was good, but he was like, "Maybe we can do this once a month." I was like, just so. I was like, because all the Zoom happy hours ended up just being my friends and me drinking and then just getting sad. So
Yeah, I had to give up on the happy hours really quickly. But it has been nice to be able to connect with people for like baby showers, seeing people get married and wearing your sweatpants. It would just got to be a little bit too much.
a lot, a lot going on.
So, anyways, what have you been up to, John, since I last saw you in May?
Oh my goodness, I feel like a completely different man from the last time we chatted.
You
It's
look like
been
a completely different man.
oh thank you. I've gained some weight. I started working again, and like when I was like at home, I was like working out twice a day, and then starting to work again, I could not sustain that level of activity. But my metabolism was still thinking, hey, you know what? Like you should just eat the same amount that you were for half the amount of activity. So I ballooned a little bit. It's all down here, like from like so below camera line. But yeah.
Well, for Mon and John purposes, that's fine.
Exactly.
But you have been getting some good gains. I do follow you on social media, and you've been PRing up the wazoo.
Yes. So I have gotten much stronger, much faster. I think that there clearly is something to having a little bit more heft behind me. I can drive numbers down a little bit better. So yeah, it's been nice. It's been actually, I honestly am not upset about it, but I definitely like, just every so often I check in on the scale just to kind of see. And I'm like, like I don't feel like I look 15 pounds heavier than I usually carry myself at, but like, I mean, here we are.
Yeah, as long as you're feeling good. And the biggest thing is that your knees feel good, because I've found when you gain weight, your knees take a toll.
Interesting. That's actually alarming because my left knee was giving me some issues recently.
I'm not a medical professional though, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Oh, I actually there was a time where I tried to date during this pandemic, and that was illuminating. On so many levels. It was very interesting and illuminating in a sense that I like when you can't go out and eat that often or at all, or can't like do things out or go to movie theaters or like do outside things or out of the house things. Like either you get real creative or you realize you're not that interesting. And
What did you come to the conclusion of?
I came to the conclusion I'm not that interesting. I am not creative in that sense. And I was like, how, like it was a couple dates in and I'm like struggling to find the next thing to do. And I'm like, how soon do we just like order pizza and just watch TV for like a few hours? Like how soon is that acceptable in this time frame, you know? Too soon. It was too soon. That was the answer. So.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily that you're not interesting. I think maybe it just might not have been the right fit.
Yeah, and I think that was, I mean, her and I talked about it, and I think we just, we chalked it up to it being a very odd time in everyone's life. So we remain cordial, and because we have some mutual friends,
Mm-hmm.
so it is all as well. But it was interesting for a little bit, just like the mechanics and the practical aspect of it were just real weird to navigate.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zoom, like being miserable on Zoom, I had a friend that did like this speed dating thing on Zoom, and I was like, that sounds horrible.
I was going to say it intrigues me.
I mean, I could try and see if there's more, but like, good Lord, like I can't. I don't know, just the Zoom environment on its own, and then like mixing in the awkwardness of dating or like just meeting someone for the first time and trying to like see if you have a love connection. That seemed very daunting to me.
This is where the fact about you being an interesting person would really be magnified. I think I would have to take like a full week to just kind of prepare myself and what my intro would be. The hook.
Well, I've heard from some of our listeners that they have like tried or like they've led with what kind of cheese do you is your favorite cheese, or what kind of cheese would you be? I've had people ask me that because I don't know if I actually directly answered in that episode, but I'm thinking a Romano. Like I am like at the Olive Garden. It's like pack on that Romano. I love that.
And don't stop.
Don't stop. Just don't stop with, I like to think that I just add to the environment, but like you pepper me in there and now you got a salad. Now you got a salad.
Yes.
So,
It's taken the experience to the next level. That's you, Jack.
yeah, like in a social situation, like can you get by with no Romano cheese? Sure. But is it way better with it? 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh,
and is it way better in copious amounts? Yes.
Yes. So pour me on your salads, America, because I am here for you.
Wow, good for you. Yeah, I forgot about that. I have not busted that out in a while, and it might be time. I would like to pose another question to the viewership of what their hook lines are, because I need some inspiration.
Yes.
So on the topic of food, though, yesterday I was driving home from camping and I made my stop at Culver's because I thought it was Oreo overload. And I had Oreo overload in the most literal sense. I stopped. I got 1 scoop of Oreo, 1 scoop of vanilla in a cone. And the guy rings me up for 2 single scoops. And I noticed it, but I was like, I'll just tell him at the window. Get up to the window, and he's already handing me 2 single scoops. And I was like, oh, but I actually only wanted 1 cone, 2 scoops in the cone. Then he got flustered. I was flustered. He made me keep the 2 scoops. And I'm like, well, just give me a cone now, and I'll make my own. And he's like, no, I'll make you a cone. And so I'm like, there's only 1 of me. He makes me a cone like I had ordered, and he's like, and I gave you an extra scoop of vanilla on the top. So I went from 2 scoops to 5 scoops very quickly. I then took it as a challenge. I tried to eat it as it was melting all over my car. And I unfortunately regret to inform everyone I only made it through 4.
That's tough. Like before it melted or before you were bested?
What was that?
You made it through 4 before they melted or before they bested you?
Before I threw in the towel.
Oh, no.
I had to pull over and toss 1.
Oh, that makes my heart so sad.
But yes, I was Oreo overloaded yesterday.
So they did their job.
They did. Yeah, they got me. But anyways, I think this is a good place to move into some summer tips and tricks that we've learned.
Yes, 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 yes.
I mean, to start off, I've had some experiences with sunscreen application. First of all, make sure that when you're spraying on your spray sunscreen that it works, the nozzle works properly and doesn't just drip. Because I went like this and thought I was spraying it, but it was really just dripping. So I had polka dots all over my skin from
Oh,
mostly burn and then some white spots.
good, good.
And then I also, after learning from that experience, made sure to get my shoulders profusely. But when I was on a boat a couple weeks ago, I took off my shirt for the two-piece and didn't think to put the sunscreen on the tum. So I had a very burnt midsection.
Oh no.
So put it all over. Make sure that it's going on an even layer, and you should be okay.
Words to live by. Give healthy application of the sunscreen.
Yes, yes. I think that for people like me, we need to come back with the sunscreen that was purple when we were younger. I don't
Yeah.
know if you were ever privy to that, but we used to have the purple sunscreen and you knew you had it on your body for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know where that went, but I need it as an adult.
But I remember when I first started rowing, my mother was like, "You need to wear more sunscreen." So she bought me like the 150 SPF, which was like just slathering paint on you. So like it was a layer of white, and it was like the viscosity was like it was just so much that it felt like paint.
Like toothpaste.
Yeah, and I never burned, but yeah, that was too much.
Yeah, I could also probably do that to myself now, having had multiple terrible burns this summer. I mean, I think I have more stories to tell, but I don't know how long we want to keep people.
Oh, I don't. Um, yeah. I mean, I think we may have given enough for them to chew on a little bit.
Yeah, a good nibble. They know we're still trucking.
We're still alive, guys. Like we're still out here. We're still doing the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
We just had to take a little bit of a hiatus, but we've been thinking about you. You've been in our hearts.
You've been in our hearts. You've been in our minds. We just needed a break from you. Well, on that note, John.
Nah, it's time to
And we're off. until we meet again. Cheers.
go. Cheers to you, Monica.